I know today, from what I read and from my own experience, we're always encouraging young people to think in terms of careers in science and technology and that type of thing. And there may be some kids listening who have no interest in science and technology. They love the outdoors. They love animals, those types of things. So I'm hoping that, their eyes might be open to other kinds of careers, whether it's working on a farm dealing with crops, or working on a farm dealing with animals, or that type of a thing. That, as I said, normally most people, when you ask what do you want to be when you grow up, I either want to be a teacher, a policeman, or a fireman, or a football, basketball player, because that's all they see. They don't really get a chance to see a lot of the things that go on outside of their hood, as they call it, or the city. And so this is a good chance for them to not only experience it, but also think in terms of a veterinarian, to all the other things that may be associated. Anything else that you can think of that you may want to add, Barbara, in terms of informing the public of who you are in terms of an organization or as a person? Or?
No, not really. I mean, we have lots of people say it's really weird to see women on horseback. It's not that bad. Try it out. It's a lot of fun. Good way to get out, have fun, reach people.
Enjoy yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's important. I know there's a young lady, and right now I'm having a senior moment. I can't think of her name, and she's going to probably hit me upside. But anyway, she has this little, the Whirl on Wheels or something like that, where she came up with these little carts on the riverfront in terms of traveling and that type of thing. And this is another way of traveling is by horseback and that type of a thing. So
doing this type of thing is very relaxing. It's very fun. I admit that I was pretty scared my first time getting on the horse. They kept telling me quit crying. I was pretty scared, but it's a fun thing to do. I advise people to try it out. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people want to ride, some people just want to touch them, take pictures with them, stand by them. It's a very fun experience to do and to just be around. It's a nice organization that we have going on here.
Right. And from, again, what I understand, I'm not an expert, but I think there's something therapeutic being around animals. I know little kids like to have a little dog or a little cat, and a lot of seniors in nursing homes love to have a little cat or a little dog if they're permitted to have something, because there's this kind of a bond between the human and the animal. And I'm quite certain that horseback riding or being around a horse is good for them psychologically in some way, and for the young kids, particularly like those that are in Head Start and other kinds of programs where kids are developing and are still young, as well as adults. I mean, there is no particular age to include or exclude. Any and all ages.
Any and all ages.
Right. And,
we did an event, a Head Start, Webster, and I have 2 kids to go there.
Okay.
Carlicia and Christopher.
Great.
They're 3 and 4, and it was a real good experience for me and them to watch them be on a horse and them to see their father bringing horses to the school. And it was, they saw me and they just, I have a niece that goes there too, Mackenzie. It was just a very good experience for both of us, something that neither one of us ever forget.
And I bet they felt unique because not too many kids whose dad would bring a horse
to the school.
I mean, that when you talk about show and tell, I say, hey, guess what my dad has to show and tell? He has a horse out there.
I still hear about it every day. They ask me every time they finna get on the bus, you gonna bring the horses to the school, Dad? And I'm like, maybe one of these days we'll do it again. But it's a really nice thing. I like the people that I'm around. They keep me out of trouble, and this is a thing for me to keep myself out of trouble.
Well, that's great, and it's great that you've stepped up to be a man, to be a father, to have your kids enrolled in the Head Start, participate in the program. And believe me, those kids will remember that for the rest of their lives. Now, you may buy them things, and for a moment or two, or while they have it, they'll remember it. But it's things like that that they'll never forget. I know I just had the one daughter, and I bought her a lot of things, but the things that when she was taught, and she's now 42 years old, she said, Dad, remember that time we went horseback riding, or remember that time we went fishing, or remember when we did something,
Right.
which is, and as I tell men in general, you know, the greatest present that you can give your kid isn't something that you buy with a Visa card at the mall, is your time, your presence.
Yes.
And doing so, and it could be something simple, like even playing ball with them, or giving them a horseback ride, or that type of thing. So I'm really happy for you, and I'm happy for her. And I hope that some of your friends, since you're a Peorian, are watching, and that you know, you're a role model. I mean, simple things like that. Most people thinking role model is somebody who's got a big name, a big title, and so you can be a role model to the kid next door by just being there for the kid and being yourself and exposing them and telling them things and
pointing them in a good direction.
Absolutely. Well, I feel comfortable with the attitudes that I've seen displayed here tonight, and I certainly hope that this opportunity here in Peoria, 'cause I'm always saying how blessed we are in Peoria with the programs and the agencies and the people that we have to assist and guide others, that here's another opportunity for people in general and young people in particular to be exposed to something that they normally wouldn't be exposed to, and hopefully can help them to develop to their fullest potential. So I wish that we had you at the spring so that when people turn off their TVs, they can run right out and get on the horse and so forth. And it might be a while before some of that can happen, but in the meantime, I would hope that they would be lining up in their minds, through their organizations, through family, through special events, through organization, ways in which they can tie into the Rough Riders. And I'm glad to see you women, Barbie and Bueller, because as I said, normally when we think, in fact, that's even the name. They don't, cowboys, cowboys. I mean, you know. And but there certainly includes women in terms of riding horses and participating. Any other suggestions that you can give me, or any other ideas that you want to pass on to our public?
Well, I just hope that we might influence young people, not even just young people, people in general, to maybe even one day contact River City Rough Riders and come out and do an event. We pretty much do close to any event that needs to be done. I know that it changed me, it changed my life, so I hope that by me speaking upon it, I can change somebody else's.
Well, I'm quite certain you've touched somebody. Somebody that you may know, or more important, people that you don't even know. And as I was telling George, I hope somebody's out there listening tonight that will call your organization to say that if you folks want to be in the Santa Claus parade, and if money is an issue, I'll donate $25, $50, or whatever it costs in order to be in it, so that our kids can again get an opportunity to see horses in the parade, and to see people, both male and female, and people of African American descent participating in the oldest parade as far as Santa Claus in America. Again, I want to thank you first of all for being a part of CAPtions, but more important to being a part of our community, for being dedicated to wanting to help people enjoy as well as develop, and particularly our young people. They need as much help and as encouragement so that everybody's not always at risk. We can reduce that by exposing them to happiness, letting them know that there's something outside of the neighborhood that's positive, and I want you in months ahead to contact us to come back and say, Mr. Bohannon, we're ready to go. We got the horses ready. So have everybody come out there and that type of thing. And for those of you who have watched Captions, again, in behalf of the PCCEO, I want to thank you again for making this long journey of over 30-some years continue another night in your home. This is Andre Bohannon saying good night and God bless each and every one of you.